My father was diagnosed in 2007 with Alzheimer's, and for 11 plus years, we watched the slow goodbye, watched a little piece of him every single day drift away. He did so much good in the world, he just didn't deserve this end. But back then, there really wasn't any treatments or drugs or anything that you could give him, which was, it made us feel really powerless to help. Why I advocate is for the families that are struggling with this mean disease and feeling powerless. So I'm fighting for that first survivor.
My personal story is that I really never had a conversation with anyone about Alzheimer's or dementia. Did not know the difference until, again, when it affected someone that I really cared about, who was my aunt. I had never planned on becoming an advocate. It's just that the Alzheimer's disease hit my family's door.
The Alzheimer's Impact Movement, also known as AIM, is the advocacy affiliate of the Alzheimer's Association. And so AIM, on behalf of persons living with the disease and their caregivers, ensures that Alzheimer's remains a priority at the national and state capitals across the country. It also gives us access to lawmakers in all aspects of their work, working to inform and educate policymakers on the lived experiences of those living with the disease.
So we have a ton of advocacy opportunities, both in person and virtually, as we understand that a lot of our advocates are caregivers, so we have to ensure that they can raise their voice in whatever way works for them. In person, we have State Advocacy Day at the Austin Capitol. We get in front of legislators in their offices. Advocates are sharing their stories. We're talking about state level priorities. We have the same kind of framework at the national level. So advocates from Texas go to DC and share their stories with their members of Congress. And we also have online activities they can do. So that means writing a letter to your member of Congress, sending an email to your state legislator, making phone calls to these offices and ensuring that their voices are heard and that they're hearing from their constituents what priorities they, as legislators, should be focusing on.
What lawmakers are going to remember when they're on the floor voting on legislation, it's going to be the stories of their constituents, the lived experiences of those that are voting for them. Understanding the impact that this has on their communities, it's what's going to drive that policy change. It's not going to be us as paid staff going in there and just reading the facts and figures. They want to know how this is directly impacting their communities.
The association prepares you. You're never just thrown out. You're never just told to go do something. We have some of the most fantastic resources available.
If a legislator or a staffer asks a question about a specific policy and you don't happen to know the answer, that's okay. I don't expect you to. All you have to be an expert in is your own story. And so when a question comes up about, a specific policy priority, whether that's at the state or national level, that's where you turn to somebody like me, who's an advocacy manager and who knows a lot about our public policy.
Meeting with a legislator could really make a difference and change a legislator's mind. And the Alzheimer's Association helps you all along the way to do this.
You don't have to know much about politics. You don't have to like politics. Just know that Alzheimer's and dementia is affecting all of us. No matter what political party you are, Alzheimer's and dementia will affect a family.
So the first time that I went to Capitol Hill, I prepared my story, because that's the most impactful thing you can do as an advocate, is tell your story. Hit at those emotional heartstrings. Really paint the picture of how dire this is, and it really is. And it actually was not as scary as I might have thought in the beginning. They're people just like us.
We know that women are prone to the disease more than men. We know that the African American community is twice as many times to get the disease. The Hispanic community, 1.5 times more. So it's a conversation that people like me need to have with people like me, and that's my priority. Once you attend AIM or an advocacy program, you understand that there's no color, no ethnicity, there's purple. Everybody in the room has a story. It's one of the few places that you find people with the same concern, the same power, your friends, your family. You realize you're accomplishing something.
There's a lot of momentum going with legislators. There's bills being passed. There's treatments coming.
We need advocates like you to help build this momentum and to help push this momentum forward. We've seen great strides at the state level, And there's a lot of competing interests at the Texas Capitol. There's a lot of organizations that are trying to get the attentions of lawmakers. But with more advocates like you, we can create that sea of purple and drive that lasting change at the state level.
It has proven to help me heal my grief. I'm always missing my dad, and I now have 4 very close high school friends who are in their 60s, in the prime of their life, and they are affected by Alzheimer's. I hope that others who are feeling some grief, whether it's a current situation or in the past, that you take that grief, turn it into action, use your voice for good so that future generations are not dealing with Alzheimer's in this pervasive way.